Hello, this is the LEGO City Police Mobile Crime Lab truck set. It has 674 pieces. I built it live over on my Twitch channel, and it cost me $55 US. Comes with the 5 minifigures, a quad, which is able to steer a little bit, a small side build, it's like terrain, and the main truck itself, which has a bunch of stuff inside of it. Briefly, I wanted to show you the box right next to this so that if you see the box in stores, you have an idea of what the size of the actual finished product will be. It's just a little bit smaller than the picture you see on the box. At first glance, this makes sense to me, how they've packaged this as a semi-truck based chassis with a full van body or van box on the back. I think the very first thing like this that LEGO did, kind of a incident command sort of vehicle for police, was based on the idea of a smaller, like light commercial van, much lighter weight thing. They've gone all the way up to going with tractor trailer rigs, but this I think makes the most sense of them. It's got kind of a large mobile home sort of arrangement, which it just fits in with the theme. I like the truly brick built design for the front. It does not rely on stickers. There's one sticker up here at the top. It really doesn't rely on stickers or other artificial decorations for its shaping. I think it could have had some grills used down here instead of just the plain tile, but it's not that bad. Overall, it looks pretty modern. You got the little suggestion of steps to get up there. Unfortunately, no doors. I know a lot of people like to see doors, even though minifigs don't actually go through there. It's kind of the idea that counts. So those are missing, but access is from the top. We'll see how everything opens up in a minute, but nice shaping around the side with the studs on the side construction to give you some of the interesting angles, and the angles do vary a little bit there. They have just a little bit of that vibrant yellow color that offends a lot of people's eyes because it's so bright. I personally like it. I think that it's well done in that it's supposed to be really, really bright. I think it does that well, and it's best used in very small amounts, which is exactly what they've done here. I like how it's all rounded a little bit towards the base. You have a nice little access here at the back, including the panel. Some of these marker lights and such and signal lights are more embedded in. You've got the blue and red lights here, which people have made a big deal about. It's not just blue lights anymore. Did you see it's blue and red? What the? Yep, it is. It's cool. But the most important thing here is how this opens up, which is very simply, you just do that, and now you have this double-decker whole office and lab setup. Look at this. This is just the upper level here. Normally, that much stuff would be even compressed down even farther and take up the entire interior of a van or of a truck like this. So this is almost like free space up here that they've used. It's an ingenious packaging, and it's really easy to access for play. You just put a figure right there, it can be seated, put a figure right there, it can be seated, and you can also have somebody standing in the middle. You have a little bit of extra desk space as well, where you can put some additional things down. These are done with stickers, but I think they're good. Notice that that's the 4x4 tile that's used there. You got the black color for the keyboard print, which is nice to see. Not everything just white, or I think they've done gray in the past, right? And then down here, instead of the digital investigation space, this is more physical investigation. You got the small microscope over there with the extra screen on the back projecting what it's seeing. You got some files and a coffee maker, a different design of coffee maker. Once again, they keep trying to do different things for that. And that one's not the most compact they've ever done, but it's pretty cool. You got some more evidence being looked at here. I think that this space could have used, once again, a couple of seats, even if they were just that simple, just something to suggest more that people belong here in this space. Obviously they can stand up, obviously they can sit down, but just a little more something, I think, sorry about the focus being all over the place, just to kind of ground it a little bit more, I think would have been nice to see, maybe even with chairs able to rotate, but that would have taken up some space. In order to get this upper thing to work, it really takes up most of the space inside. You're not able to have any figures standing up or sitting down, top or bottom, when this comes down. And I think that's a perfectly fine compromise, because again, this is a lot of stuff here to basically hide when normally we would only have that much stuff. So I think it's a good compromise. I think it works out well. You have a small window over there to check in on your prisoner, because it does have the prisoner transport section in the back. This comes down as a ramp like so, which is nice and convenient and smooth. And yeah, it fits in there pretty well. Meanwhile, towards the front, this can open up. That's your little storage locker space, which has some useful stuff in it for your crime scene investigation. First of all, got a light set up here for doing some work in a dark alley or at night. And then this crate here simply has some of the tools of the trade. We've got an evidence marker there, some handcuffs, of course, and then the magnifying glass and a camera. All just useful accessories for your figures to be using. One thing that I didn't mention here, this opens up on both sides, obviously. One thing I forgot to mention is that this has an extra little step that comes down, which is perfect for figures to get easier access in there. It's not necessary, but it sure is. Sorry about the hair there, but it sure is convenient, and it sure is nicely integrated. The build, the Lego math of it all, I think, is just set up really well. It just feels so smooth. You don't see it at all from the outside, and then just when you need it, it just comes down so easy. And then for access to your cab, all of this comes up, including the windscreen, which is especially nice because it gives you much easier access into this space, especially since you've got these angled elements here that might kind of limit your access from one side. But as you can see, you can put two figures side by side. At least we're able to pull that off within the space of eight studs of width, with the one stud full walls on the outside for that genuine build. No sticker here for the side console bit. And actually, they did some nice stuff around here. It's very compact to make sure that as much space as possible would be available for, well, it's just efficiency of use of space throughout the entire thing. It's not a thick wall in between here, and there's not a thick wall in between here as well. I think it's, again, packaged exceptionally well, the whole thing through and through. Same thing back here. The little crime scene or evidence collection scene build has a feeling of being just a slice of life. Like they've just gone to a space and then just cut it out and given you all the details from there, including some plants. Obviously, these represent your evidence markers around. There's a discarded set of handcuffs, so evidently we were tracking down a prisoner who has escaped here. There are their footprints going up to this, but then where do they go? Well, obviously, they're going to go underneath. There's a tool that's commonly used by criminals, and a culvert, or a little tunnel space, that drainage or something, that obviously will lead out to somewhere else where hopefully you'll be able to find the person who has escaped and take them back into custody. Is it that person who's escaped? I wonder. That is a print there, which is nice to see. And yeah, this little cutout here is large enough to push a minifigure through there, just at the right angle. They have to kind of crawl a little bit. This is a new piece. If you haven't seen that before, it's a new piece for 2024, and it is good. And the sides of it are bars. They can be clipped onto things, so you don't have to use them in these frames necessarily. The bad guys also get this small and very basic ATV build, which has the little leaning suspension to it that also turns, so it gives you just a little bit of ability to kind of steer it around. The turning radius is really, really poor, but it does something, has some interest to it. The build is very simple, obviously, but it'll hold a figure there and one on the back. Here are a few of the minifigures with the crime scene investigator being fully suited up. They really kind of took that one a little bit more seriously than usual, and I appreciate that. That's the full get up with the gloves and everything. That's nice. The blue color there is dark azure, and then here you've got the kind of inverted color scheme with the black vest. Nice to see. Nice that all of the torsos are done without any awkward exaggerated waistlines or anything, so you can easily swap heads around as you wish, swap hair pieces and headgear pieces around as you wish, and nothing will look out of place or mismatched. And there are no alternate faces on any of these heads. And then here are the two other minifigures, your criminals. These have a little bit of striping on their outfits, not just the orange color like in the Prison Island set. Unfortunately, the printing right here is not quite where I would like it to be. That orange in the middle on the torso should be the same as this. It just needed to be more opaque and it needed to be thicker. So that's a little bit of a miss. Nice to get the black color for the headphones there. And this one does have an alternate face. The one figure in the entire set that has an alternate face also. In the hand there, obviously, is a cell phone, mobile phone, and she's got gloves on too. These are the only leftover pieces. Thankfully, you get one extra set of the black headphones, and the sticker sheet is kind of big. especially for the size of the set. I'd say maybe a third of these are clearly optional, but a bunch of them are pretty important for the details that they add. Again, the price of this was $55 US. It is 55 euros, 50 pounds UK, or $70 Canadian, which is about $52, $53 US. And I feel like you get plenty of value here in total. This truck has a lot to it. It's heavy. You pick it up, there's something there. You feel that when you're building it. It has a really, really good use of space. It does not waste a lot of spaces. It does not waste a lot of parts. I think it's very good. I think this is a nice form factor for it, and it feels tough, and it feels like a good start for inspiration to do something that's not just police related with this general design. You can do other things with it. Make a mobile home, do a fire incident command truck, make it military. All kinds of stuff could be done with this. So yes, definitely inspiring, and good figures are fine. This has some nice pieces in it and some nice little play value. This adds just a little bit. It's a basic vehicle, but it does what it's supposed to do. Overall, I don't have major complaints about this, and I think the value is actually decent for a change. Isn't this cheaper than the last, maybe not the last, but the one before that, the last big one of these that they did, I feel like, especially adjusted for inflation. So yeah, good stuff. Happy through and through. Thank you for watching. I'll talk to you soon.